Georgia. Well, if they wanted the middle of nowhere for guidestones, they got it.
It looks like a little mini Stonehenge rising up in the middle of somebody's cornfield.
There's no corn out there.
I was looking at the Stonehenge, not the vegetation.
That's a city boy, doesn't know.
Hey, Scott, be cool.
Somebody's watching us. That's a little creepy, isn't it? Who's watching us?
I don't know. It was in a control room somewhere, making sure we don't mess with their monuments.
See the hieroglyphics up at the top?
Oh.
Look at this. There's a hole Mac right here, buddy. Goes through the thing.
You can see right up through this.
Oh, that is very cool.
Looks like there's a bunch of different languages.
I just Googled this, and we've got English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, Chinese, and Russian. They're the 8 most common languages in the world.
To me, it seems like a weird new 10 Commandments.
Is it 10?
10? That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, good catch.
How and why the Guidestones were built has never been answered. Here's what we do know. A man using the alias R.C. Christian shows up at the Elberton Granite Finishing Company on a summer day in 1979, and he tells them he wants to build the Georgia Guidestones. Now, this guy's got money, a lot of money. The only thing he absolutely demands is that he remain completely anonymous. To this day, no one has been able to figure out who he is. The stones were unveiled during a public ceremony in 1980. They were controversial immediately. Supporters like Yoko Ono, and come on, of course Yoko Ono supports him, right? Praised their message as a stirring call to rational thinking. But opponents attacked them, calling them the 10 Commandments of the Antichrist. The first 9 seem to be a benign call to higher thinking. Don't be a cancer on the earth. Seek harmony. Balance personal rights with social duties. Avoid petty laws. Resolve international conflicts in a world court. Protect people with fair laws. Rule with reason. Unite humanity with a new language. Guide reproduction wisely. But it's the final directive on the stones that sets off everyone's spider sense.
Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature.
Wow,
Oh, that's interesting.
that's a directive?
The directive makes some believe that the Guidestones are calling for the mass murder of billions of innocent people. So Buddy Mack and Scott are meeting with Raymond Wiley, who's researched the stones for many years. In fact, Wiley's even written a book about them.
Might be able to shed some light on the story for you guys. What do you want to know?
Who built it?
Well, we don't know exactly who he was. I mean, the biggest clue that we have is his pseudonym, R.C. Christian, which seems to harken back to this guy, Christian Rosenkreuz, which connected this monument to the idea of the Rose Cross or the Rosicrucian fraternity.
Does this particular design have a purpose?
Yes, it's designed primarily for the astrological alignments that the Guidestones mark. So if you'll notice the stones as they face out this way, those are to mark the sun rising at the extreme points of its east or west progress. The male slot, meant to mark the winter or the summer solstice. A shaft cut through the center stone marks Polaris, any night of the year. A slit cut through the top of the capstone will mark perfect noontime throughout the year.
So you've got a calendar, you've got a compass,
Yeah.
you've got a translator, a guide.
Right.
It's a granite Swiss Army knife.
There you go.
Yes.
Some people believe that it's merely a publicity stunt by the granite industry here to try to bring tourism in. So,
They could have done
yeah,
it so much cheaper.
it just seems like so well thought out for a tourist stunt.
This to us looks like a modern day 10 Commandments, and everything on there, there's nothing to be offended by except that first one, which says we need to limit population to 500 million.
So with 6.5 billion people in the world, somehow 6 billion of them have to be eradicated?
There are people that believe that the Georgia Guidestones represent the plans of a Malthusian New World Order that's going to take over the Western world.
Yeah, I started looking at some of those things and thinking, wait, that means like an oppressive government is going to start telling me what to do.
Well, this is many people's fears, and this is a lot of the reason why there's been so much vandalism here on the site. Many people have called for it to be torn down, even from the very beginning.
If you try to deface this, you can go to jail.
Yes, if you'll notice the Elbert County